Paul says, as a believer, you got to remember. Back in Romans chapter 12, Paul's saying, remember what I said there. You offer your bodies as living sacrifices to God, which is holy and acceptable, your spiritual act of worship. In other words, don't just give Jesus your heart, give him everything, right? And then he says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. In other words, your mind should think differently. So when I say do not repay evil for evil, that shouldn't surprise you because that's differently. Your mind is transformed. You think differently about sex and money and revenge. Don't think this way, he says. Don't pay back evil for evil, rather pay back evil with good. That's what Paul says. And he says, give thought to what is honorable in the sight of all. So first off, he says, to do this, you got to give thought to it. In other words, you got to premeditate it. I mean, it's something that you got to think about or you will react. You know, we're big on reaction and responding by reacting. And Paul says that you need to premeditate your thoughts. You need to premeditate your actions. Rather than laying in bed at night thinking about what you're going to do to that person who said something bad about you on social media and how you're going to blaze them on Facebook, what you need to be doing is saying, man, how am I going to respond in a way that it brings honor to the glory of God? How am I going to respond in a way that's honorable to all people, that makes people go, whoa, that dude took the high road. That's different. That's different. You know, I mean, that's what he says. So give thought to it. And then he says to do what's honorable in the sight of all. The sight of all means people are watching you. Did you know that? People should know you're a Christian, right? If you're a believer, people should know that. Your family should know that. Your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, your classmates. People should know I love Jesus. And if they don't know that, I'm going to tell you something's wrong to the extent that you might not be a Christian if people don't know it. You can't be redeemed by Jesus and not it just ooze out of you, right? I mean, that's what Paul's been saying. So people should know you're a Christian. And if people know it, you know what they're doing? They're watching you. That's why it says in the sight of all. They're watching you to see how you respond. Because when you respond, it's going to validate what they think about Christians in the Bible. Oh, they're no different than us. Or it's going to cause them to go, he took the high road. That's different. Because you see, when someone hits someone and someone hits them back, I mean, man, we might get in and say, well, he deserved it. But when someone hits someone and someone takes the high road, it gets everybody's attention and you go, wow, I know who the strong one was, really. I know who the strong one was. And so Paul is saying that we should be different to make a difference. We should be different for the glory of God. You see, I think that our biggest hindrance in our witness is not what we say. Some of you think, man, I can't share the gospel. I can't be a good witness because I'm afraid I'll say the wrong thing. I don't want to share the gospel. I might say the wrong thing. Folks, the biggest hindrance is not saying the wrong thing. It's living the wrong life. Our lives need to match what we say and what the word tells us to do. And so Paul says to give careful thought so that we can do what is honorable in the sight of all people.